Hey guys, what is up? Mike here, Lakers Talk. Let's talk Lakers basketball. All right, want to give my thoughts on this past weekend. Been meaning to get this video out. Been hella busy with work and all types of other stuff. Haven't had time to really sit down, give my thoughts, and focus on Lakers Talk. But I want to give my thoughts on this weekend. We beat the Bucks, clinch a playoff spot, and we got with the Clippers. Going back, leading up to this weekend, I kind of went into playoff mode. I wasn't tweeting a lot. I kind of just went back to my roots. I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch the Laker games the way I used to, not try to tweet too much, not try to criticize every little player's move here and there, because that's what we do when we're on Twitter. We basically get into the habit of watching a particular player and criticizing that player when they miss a shot, when they lose a ball, or whatever it is, do a bad play. I'm like, you know what? I never used to do that back in the day. I'm gonna watch the games collectively and see how we do. And that was my mindset going into this weekend. I couldn't be happier the way we came out and really with a high degree of IQ on the defensive end, not giving them anything, and then with LeBron James taking the challenge to defend Giannis, putting his chest in front of Giannis, not letting him come down and play that Euro step and dominate with dunks around the rim. He basically kept Giannis on the outside. And for LeBron James to step up, show that he's the best in the world, to dominate on both ends, going at Giannis as well as AD going at Giannis. That was huge. I was just like super impressed. I wasn't tweeting a lot, but we did get on AD just a little pinch because we were like, okay, AD in both of the games was kind of like going easy. He had a better first half, I think, with the Clippers, but I think with, I can't remember which game it was where he only scored like 5 points in the first half, but to AD's credit, always played up on defense. And in both games, Bucks and the Clippers, AD dominated. At least dominated and played extremely well, superstar status in the second half to help us win both of those games. So shout out to AD, even though we were getting on him a little bit. I wasn't getting on any players, but I was like, you know what? I just want to see that dog in front of, with AD, because LeBron was obviously bringing it from the jump. I was like, you know what? We need AD. He was in foul trouble that first game. I said, we need AD to kind of get it together, and he did. So shout out to them. But overall, I was super impressed with how we came out against the Bucks. Role players fitting in, locking in everybody from top to bottom, and the Lakers dominated. The way I was seeing that game, after that game, I was excited, but I wasn't like crazy excited. I'm like, okay, now how are we going to lock in on the Clippers? Because the Clippers got a bunch of dogs. And the way I see it with the Bucks, when you got LeBron James going toe-to-toe with Giannis, you're kind of wiping Giannis out. And it basically made the Milwaukee Bucks turn into like the Dallas Mavericks, like a team that's really, really good, but that don't have many dogs to really like make you nervous. You know what I mean? Like, they have a really good team, but after you kind of like isolate Giannis and kind of take him out of his game just a little bit, they really don't. I mean, Middleton, Eric Bledsoe don't scare me. They had to get white chocolate from Villanova to kind of go for 20 to at least stay in that game. And if it wasn't for that, we would have beat them by 20. So when we played the Bucks, I was like, dang, okay, this looks like the Dallas Mavericks to me. If you can go at Giannis, you can keep him outside trying to make him hit those threes or whatever, and keep him, even though he's going to get his 32, 35. If you kind of eliminate him, we turn them into the Dallas Mavericks, and we can kind of dominate them, eliminate them to one, or hold them to one shot and things like that. But was super impressed with how we played against the Bucks. Now, leading up to the Clippers game, I was kind of focused. I was like, okay, now the Bucks, kind of like the Dallas Mavericks, right? They don't have any dogs. It's quite opposite with the Clippers. They got like 5 dogs, starting with just guys with their confidence level. Well, like Lou Williams is not a dog in that sense, but his confidence level is crazy. You got, even Zubats like to play crazy and play confident with the group of guys, right? You got Shamet, who's silent, deadly killer. Like, you got all those dogs out there, and you got Shamet, who likes to hit from the outside. But then starting with the real dogs, you got obviously Patrick Beverly, you got Montrez, you got Paul George, who's cocky, and then you got the silent killer, or you got obviously, Marcus Morris, and then you got the silent killer in Kawhi Leonard. So I'm thinking like, okay, are we going to fold coming into that game? That was my big concern. And to our surprise, we came out the quite opposite. I mean, LeBron James said, you know what? I'm going to take the challenge. He started with the Milwaukee game and it came at this game, basically basically playing LeBron James, Cleveland Cavaliers type of basketball, going up against the Boston Celtics. I don't know what year that was. You remember when he was like, everybody was getting on him and he dominated the Celtics that one particular year. Like, LeBron came out focused, going at Kawhi Leonard, going at Paul George, get off me, Patrick Beverley, you little flea, and just went at them both in and took it upon himself to D up Kawhi Leonard. Like, that was huge. Like, basically eliminated everything that they were trying to do. Like, from top to bottom, LeBron James was playing MVP status, elite NBA basketball, the best in the world. It was clear from the jump. And Doc Rivers saw that and was like, okay. And then we followed suit. Starting with Avery Bradley, basically getting chippy from the jump and then putting up 24 points. Shout out to Avery Bradley for that. And Anthony Davis helping out and playing good basketball. He had a better first half with the Clippers, and then he just, basically dominated on his end, on the defensive end, and put up some good points and basically eliminated what Zubac was trying to do. But from the jump, our collective mindset, the energy, the focus that we had, Doc Rivers basically was saying we took them out of any fast break points. He basically didn't play Zubac the second half, didn't play JaMychal Green at any point, didn't play Shamet. Our dogs, we basically turned the tables on their dogs. We basically took Lou Williams out of his game. Everybody, shout out to everybody. KCP, AB, I'm talking about on the defensive end, Danny Green. One thing that I was noticing, Rondo had a horrible first half, had a better second half. And one thing that I do like when I do see Rondo play, I like Rondo play when he plays with AD, because he's better of the guards setting guys up. But it was kind of weird in the second half when Rondo was having a better second half. He brings in, Vogel, that is, brings in LeBron with AD again, and then he left Rondo in there for a long stint. I was like, I would rather see Caruso come in with LeBron and give Rondo that rest. But he saw something. In my opinion, I'm not going to question Frank Vogel's mindset. I know everybody on Twitter was like, get Rondo out of there. But at the end of the day, he's an elite coach, and he saw something in Rondo. Maybe his playmaking ability, I don't know, or his setting guys up. Or maybe Caruso was hurt. I don't know what was the deal. But nonetheless, it all worked out. I thought he just left Rondo in a little bit too long. If everybody was getting on Rondo, I was like, bring in Caruso with LeBron, because LeBron, Caruso, AD plays better, I think, together. But he left Rondo in there. It's all good. It all turned out good. Rondo had a better second half than he did the first half. Kuzma looked great on both ends of the floor. I mean, he didn't score a lot. Marquise Morrison, did his thing. Avery Bradley, Danny Green defensively. KCP made some big shots. And just overall, LeBron James, wearing the crown, playing MVP status, and Anthony Davis helping out. I mean, I couldn't be more happier. I was just hella focused, like, damn, we really beat two of the best teams in the league. We're top of the food chain right now. And this is serious. Like, this is what we're going to, we just passed the test. Now this is what we're going to bring to every series in the playoffs. And we really, after this weekend, I'm like, okay, I can see if we play like this and we stay healthy, we got a chance to win that chip. So anyway, that's my thoughts right now. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say other than the fact that just super impressed with how we played this last weekend. I just saw a tweet. Anthony Davis, LeBron James might be out just resting their hamstrings up. Hey, we did our thing. We passed the test. Let them rest. with the Brooklyn Nets, and we'll move forward. Anyway, hit me up in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on this weekend. Anything that stood out to you, anything I missed, hit me up in the comments below. Thanks for commenting, like, subscribing. As always, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mike Sports Select. I get what you guys like. Show. We back. Let's talk.